Hey there, and welcome to day 43. Day 43 of 100 Days Python Programming Challenge. And today is Project Day. Today, I will be showing you how you can check if a year is a leap year or not with Python. So, this is day 43 of Python Programming Challenge, and it's Project Day. Let's begin. It's day 43. Welcome to day 43, 43 days, and we're checking for leap years in Python. What is a leap year? A leap year is a year that is divided by 4, but if it's divisible by 100, it must also be divisible by 400. So, in 2024 is a leap year. So, years like 2020, 2024, and 2000, they are leap years. But years like 90, 100, you can see 90, 100 is divisible by 100, but it's not divisible by 400. So, it's not a leap year. So, that's why we have this condition. It must be divisible by 4. If it's divisible by 4, it's a leap year. And then you check, is it divisible by 100? Is it divisible by 400? Then it is considered as a leap year. So we will have functions. We're going to have like nested if statements. That is like if statement in another if statement in another if statement, because we have to check, is it first divisible by 10? If yes, is it also divisible by 100? If yes, is it also divisible by 400? So those are the things that we're going to do in this project. And we'll take the input from the user because we want to get the input from the user, and then we'll run those checks to see if it is a leap year. So let me define my function. So that is leap year, because that's what we're trying to do, to check if it is a leap year. And we're checking year, my colon, and then my if statement. So first, if year is divisible by 4 with no remainders and you get 0, then automatically it is a leap year. Else, do not worry, it's nexted. So I'll put the ones in the middle because I'm sure I wanted if it is, then what happens? So just hold on a second. So else, I want you to return false. Because if it is not divisible by 4, then automatically it is false. So that means it's not a leap year. So when it checks, and what if the statement is true? Then I want to have another if. So in that, if year is divisible by what? By 100, and it is equal to 0. So that's another if. So what if the statement is not true? What if it is not divisible by 100, but it is divisible by 4? That means automatically it is a leap year. Do not get confused. Stay with me. So else, I want to return true. So I'm giving their else immediately with the if, so we don't lose track. And then you see, so if it is not divisible by 100, but it is divisible by 4, then it's a leap year. So now the final check. If it's divisible by 4 and it's divisible by 100, we said it must also be divisible by 400. So I'll have my other if statement. If year by 400, then I want it to return true, else I want it to return false. So this is it. Do we have the correct number of if and else? Yes, we have 3 ifs and we have 3 else. Let me close the space so you can see here together. So you say first thing, it checks is year divisible by 4? If it is yes, then it checks further. Is it divisible by 100? If it's yes, then it checks further. Is it divisible by 400? And if all these conditions are like yes, then it returns true. That, oh yes, it is a leap year. But then what if it's not divisible by 100? Then it returns true, because if it's not divisible by 100 but is divisible by 4, it is a leap year. So that's how we have the true year. And then if it is not divisible by 4, it doesn't even bother to check the other if statement. If it's at first, you get your number, which is the year, and it is not divisible by 4, it just returns false. So that means it is not a leap year. But then if it's divisible by 4, that 100 is always like the condition, like, oh, if it's divisible by 100, it might be a leap year or it might not. It might be a leap year if that number is also divisible by 400. But if it's not, because it's also divisible by 4, it returns true. Yeah. So that is our if statement. If you do not understand, you can ask questions in the comments and I would be in the comments to answer. And then we have to get the input from the user. So we have our year to check. That is what I want to. And then int input, enter year to check. And then my if statement, that if it's a leap year, so I'm calling my function in my if statement. If it's leap year to check, then what do I want it to do? I want it to print that it is a leap year, but if it's not, then I want it to print that it is not a leap year. So this is our function. Again, it checks, is it divided by 4? If it's divided by 4, it's a leap year, but we check further. Is it divided by 10? By 100, sorry. Is it divided by divisible? I want to divisible by 400, and then we get our leap year. So let me run this. So enter the year to check. Let me start with 2024. 2024 is a leap year. But what if it's like 1999? It's not a leap year. So this is how you calculate or check if a year is a leap year based on all the rules for leap years. Thank you so much for watching that video. I hope you were able to learn something from it. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And don't forget to also try the practice questions that are in the Jupyter notebook and put your solutions in the comment section. Let's build a community together. As always, the link to that notebook is in the description below. And I'll see you tomorrow.